The RPO or run pass option is taking over offenses everywhere. You'll be hard pressed to turn on a game Saturday or Sunday without seeing an offense with the RPO worked into it. But with so many options going on, there are a lot of opportunities for turnovers and misplays. So, we're going to walk through some of the best basic tips to make sure you're utilizing the RPO well in college football 25. All right, the first thing you're going to want to know is really, really simple. Just know your terminology, know what kind of play that you're picking. For all intents and purposes in college football 25, there's really no difference between an RPO alert and an RPO peak. I think the peak is supposed to be designed to have more route combos, whereas the alert is very simple, where you're just kind of looking for a quick read and dump it off to like a screen or a quick slant. But there's effectively no difference. However, if you pick an RPO read play, generally speaking, it becomes more of a triple option for you, where you can either hand it off, keep it with the quarterback, or pass it. So just be aware of that. You're going to want to, read the defensive end on those like you do a read option, and we'll get into some gameplay here in just a second. All right, so tip number 2 on running RPOs, when you get to the line, count the defenders in the box. It's the first thing you're going to want to do. We have 7 blockers on the line of scrimmage here, 5 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends. The defenders in the box are going to be the defenders that are 5 to 8 yards past the line of scrimmage within that tackle box where we've got guys on the line of scrimmage. And you can see they've only got 6 here. They've got 2 safeties up there. They've got a cornerback kind of on the outside, but they're not in the box. And really, when you've got this numbers game, you just want to go ahead and run the ball. We've got some options out there, but when you've got the numbers, just go ahead and run it. Pick up the yards that you can. And really, that takes us into, let's call it our tip 2B, which is a short run is always better than an interception on an RPO. Your goal on an RPO is to move the ball down the field. So you'll take these 4 or 5 yard runs any day of the week. Okay, rolling right along here to tip number 3, which is don't overwhelm yourself. Choose a read pre-snap. A lot of people tend to try and look here. You're going to snap the ball and try to look at the screen and the hitch and the run, and that's a mistake. Before the snap, you want to choose which read you're going to take. Now, on the left side, we've got soft coverage. You always want to look for soft coverage where the defender is back off when you've got one of these hitch option routes. So there's a chance we could snap the ball, that cornerback backpedals a little bit, we can fire a hitch in there, but we've got to keep an eye on the edge defender and make sure he doesn't drop back. On the other side, we've got pretty good numbers for the screen as well. We've got 3 defenders, 2 blockers out there. If the edge rusher decides to shoot down, then we could go out there. So we don't want to look at all 3 of them. Let's just decide pre-snap. We're going to look at the hitch and just see what happens. All right, we're going to snap it here. We get backpedal and there's a rusher. So we're going to throw the hitch there and it's in, easy 5 yards. Now, we have the same play call, but this time, Stewart on the left side is being pressed, probably not going to be able to get that hitch off. If he chooses to run the streak, they've got safety help over the top. That's not a good option. So now on the right side, we're going to read this screen. And if they crash down and we have numbers advantages out there, we're going to throw it. If they don't, we're just going to run the ball. It's very simple. Take what the defense gives you. They back off, so we're going to throw the screen. The defensive end does a good job of breaking off of the block there. This time, look, on the left side, we got a little bit of cushion. We're going to make sure that number 30, the linebacker, doesn't drift out there. He does, so we're just going to hand it off there. Remember, a short run, always better than an interception. All right, we're going to go through a couple more looks here with Dillon Gabriel and the Oregon offense. But before we do, I just need one thing from you. If you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, it will really help out, help more people see the video and start running a great offense in college football 25. Also, drop a comment down below. Let me know what else you would like to see. In the meantime, I'll throw up a few of my playbooks over there. Yep, that I really like calling RPOs out of, so you can check those out next time you boot up the game. All right, so this look right here gives me an opportunity to get into another tip, which is be early throwing your hitches or you're going to throw interceptions. The corners, especially on Heisman, will break on them and pick them off. So you've got to throw them as the receiver is breaking or even before. Here, we've got cushion on the left. I'm going to go in here assuming I'm throwing it just to prove the point of throwing the hitches. Hopefully that left end doesn't drop back in coverage, but we should have some cushion here for a nice hitch route on the left. But we're going to throw that like before he breaks. And even the safety was in coverage there and played it really well, and he still wasn't able to make a play. All right, so here a little bit of different look. You got this fade going on here, and you're thinking, man, I would never be able to throw this fade and make that decision before he hands the ball off to the running back, right? Well, it looks like the defender over Johnson there is not really playing head up man, so he's either blitzing or playing zone. So what we're going to do is read that outside corner, and we're going to see if he crashes down on the hitch, then we're going to try and throw that fade into space. But if he drops back to cover the fade, we should have an open hitch there. Let's take a look and see. But remember, a short run, always better than an interception. All right. I was late on my call there, but I just want to demonstrate. The corner sits down right here, and I just actually pressed the wrong button. He sits down, and this fade comes wide open. So even though the safety is helping, if you rip this out here and get it out into space, then you're going to be able to get a lot of yards. Let me see if I can dial that up again. Okay, so right here, no safety help over the top. We got one-on-one, and we just lob it out there into space, and our receiver is able to grab it. Let's look again at this. So we see right off the snap, it looks like man coverage. So we know we're going to have one-on-one with these guys, and we look at what the safety does. He comes down, so we've got look at all this space. We're throwing to space here. We know we've got that fade. We just throw it up there and let him run under it and make a catch. Worst case scenario, it's an incomplete pass, but we've got first and goal from the 3. All right, getting back to terminology a little bit here. If you see the word glance in RPO glance post right here underneath me, that means that you've got a 5-step route that you're reading. So this is going to be a little bit slower developing than your normal RPO. So be willing to give the receiver a few steps to make his break. You don't have to throw it as quickly as you normally would on regular RPOs. It's not quite as slow as the Wake Forest slow mesh, which we might get into one day. It's wild. But let's take a look at an RPO glance post. So I'm not really doing much reading here. I just want you to just kind of pay attention to how long it takes to develop. Like, you've got a long time to read that there. It's, you really have to quick hit it a lot in normal RPOs. So like right here, I see that safety cheating up. I think I'm going to try and throw this post. And we've got time to let it develop downfield. He doesn't hang on to it because Will Johnson is just the best corner in the country. Again, it looks like we have space here. Look at that R key. Read the safety. See if he gets up into that space. He is crashing down, so we have one-on-one. Again, Will Johnson makes a good play, but we had the one-on-one coverage there. So the main thing I want to get across is that these glance plays, you have time to read them. I'm not really taking the time to read them right now. But see, like right there, the safety was cheated up and we had one-on-one coverage. So we threw kind of that short, skinny post. All right. And then lastly, we will take a look at the RPO reads. This is more of a modern triple option. You are reading the defensive end just like you would on a read option. If he crashes down, you're going to press A to keep the ball for the quarterback. If he stays upfield, you're just going to hand it off to your running back. And then you're going to read the pitch man. And essentially, your bubble screen right here becomes your pitch man. If the pitch man stays with him, then you take off with the quarterback. If the pitch man stays upfield, then you just dump it off to your receiver for a nice gain. So let's see how it plays out. We'll just go ahead and snap it here. He crashes down, so we'll keep it. But they stayed upfield, so I'm just going to take some yardage here. All right, and then we're going to get into the very last tip for you here, which is, if you don't like the look, don't be afraid to audible out of it. Here, I mean, we've got an extra man on the line of scrimmage. They've really covered things here. I just don't like reading that at all. They've got too high. I just want to go back. I just want to go straight to the inside zone so that my offensive line is run blocking. And now we can actually open up a good hole and get 6 yards. Take what the defense gives you. That's what it's all about. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap things up here for our RPO tips video. I hope you learned at least one thing that helps you go out there and win a national championship. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think about this. Did you learn something? Is there something that I missed? What else do you want to see? Hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate y'all. We will see you next time. Peace out.